and some of your cabinet members have filed a lawsuit after the AG's opinion regarding Tim Gatz. Can you talk a little bit about that, what you're hoping to get out of this?
Yeah, so Secretary Blaine Arthur and Secretary Deb Shropshire and Shelley Zumwalt and I filed a lawsuit against the Attorney General really for clarity. It's not adversarial, it's just we need clarity around this. To us, we think that the AG misapplied the law. This opinion is, it's a head scratcher. And let me read you the plain language, okay? I just want to read this for you. So here's what the statute actually says. A cabinet secretary may be appointed as a cabinet secretary from among the agency heads within the cabinet area, okay? It's exactly what we've done. I'm going to read you one other portion. The appointment of a cabinet secretary who is also an agency head shall not otherwise affect the status of the other duties of the agency head. That's the plain language. And the Attorney General's opinion left all that out. So we think we win this. It's pretty standard. It's pretty normal. And again, I believe in efficient, smaller government. So why wouldn't I have Secretary Blaine Arthur, who runs the Department of Ag, be my advisor on agriculture issues, right? Why wouldn't I have Tim Gatz, who has worked for the state for 34 years and runs the Department of Transportation, be my Secretary of Transportation? And furthermore, when I first came into office, I looked at all the other cabinets that were set up by previous governors, Governor Bellman and Governor Walters and Keating and Henry and Fallon and everyone, and they've set them up the exact same way. So this is the first time an Attorney General has tried to come in and pick on a cabinet secretary, and so we need clarity across the board, and that's why we need the courts to let us know what does that mean? What does that statute mean? Which I just read to you.
Governor, what about Senate Bill 1196, which the House and Senate passed? Senate passed yesterday on the way to your desk, and that would empower or authorize the Agriculture Secretary and higher education chancellor to serve with the cabinet as Secretary of Agriculture and Education. Would you sign that bill, or would that hurt your law case that you're seeking, your lawsuits that you're seeking?
Well, in our opinion, we don't need any legislation. And I'm going to read it one more time. A cabinet, okay, and this is Title 74, Section 10.3. Okay. A cabinet secretary may be appointed as a cabinet secretary from among the agency heads within the cabinet area. So what that means is within the cabinet area, so Department of Agriculture is within the cabinet area of the Secretary of Ag, right? Secretary of Human Services has several different agency heads within her cabinet secretary. And so that's the plain language. The other part of it is the appointment of a cabinet secretary who is also an agency head shall not otherwise affect the status of the other duties of the agency head. So we don't need any legislation. We think it's redundant. I haven't actually looked at the bill. I know it's out there. And just, like I said, the AG's opinion has created extreme confusion. And if we need to solve all of the cabinet secretaries, not just for me and the way that we operate state government, but the future governor. They need to know exactly how to set up the cabinet. If we can't call them cabinet secretaries anymore and they're just called advisors to the governor, okay, just tell me what the rules are. But stop picking on, great state employees that have worked in state government for a long time that the agriculture people look to and the people in mental health look to Shropshire. She's a medical doctor. She's fantastic. And we just need clarity. And it's not fair to pick on these people.
Governor, you have an executive order that basically has cabinet secretaries approve spending by agency directors. In that respect, how does that work for the ones that play dual roles? They oversee their own spending with no oversight?
You're talking about the cabinet secretary. Well, if you'll read my executive order, and I think he's picking out an executive order that's expired. It's not in place anymore. And so it's an advisory role. Our secretary positions are an advisory role. For example, Deb Shropshire. She runs one of the largest agencies in state government with 6,000 employees. She's a medical doctor. She worked in child services before I gave her this promotion once Justin Brown resigned. So she heads this agency up. Her salary comes from DHS, okay? I don't remember what her salary is. You can look it up. It's public record. She volunteers as the secretary on my cabinet, okay? She doesn't get any extra money for that. And she also then helps me oversee the other agencies that report up to that secretary. So again, it's pretty much how businesses operated. It's pretty much how other governments have operated. Most executives have a cabinet. The President of the United States has a secretaries of different areas that help advise him. If in Oklahoma all of a sudden something's changed and we can't call them secretaries anymore, we need to call them advisors, just tell me what the rules are. We need clarity. So that's what we're asking the courts to do. And unfortunate that we're in this situation. We think we clearly win. I've just read you the statute twice. I'll read it again a couple more times if I get more questions.